Ever wonder why some people always seem to have money, while others struggle no matter how hard they work? Is it luck, a family secret, or something we're not learning in school? Welcome back to the Cash Kid Podcast. I'm your host, the Cash Kid, where I'm on a mission to teach my generation how to earn, save, and invest money earlier in life. This is episode 51 of the show, and we've covered a wide range of topics. But today, we're tackling a question that I've pondered, and others have asked me about. This idea stemmed from a famous financial book I read. What is it? And do the rich have secrets that we just don't know about? Let's dive in. The Cash Kid Podcast is underway. So, you got some cash. Maybe from an allowance, or that money your grandma gave you for your 7th birthday.
Here you go, sweetie.
Woohoo! Thanks, Grandma! Whatever it is, what are you gonna do with it? Spend it, hide it away, or maybe invest it? Let's start learning how to make that money grow. Time to learn how to be a cash kid. I want to make it clear that as a 13-year-old, I in no way think that money will buy you happiness or fix all your problems. But debt and not knowing enough about your finances also can cause unhappiness and problems.
Yep.
So, the mission here on the Cash Kid Podcast is always to educate, inform, and motivate my peers to take healthy action in their financial journey. And the way we do this is by acquiring good information and taking conscientious action with our money. Now, why should a kid or teen my age care? Just ask your parents. Most will tell you they weren't taught, or they were taught very little about finances growing up or in school. And why is that? For Christmas, my parents bought me the famous financial book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Rich Dad, Poor Dad opened my eyes. It compares how two dads, one rich and one not, teach their kids about money. One teaches how to grow wealth, while the other stays silent and hoping that a job and hard work will be enough. This book illustrates the difference between how the rich dad talks to their kids about finances, while the poor dad just doesn't. But how can we change this? This is what motivated me 2 years ago to start this podcast. You see, I was in a special class in the 4th grade that got to play the stock market game. We were handed $100,000 in fake money to invest for 10 weeks. I felt like a mini investor, and I was totally hooked playing the game. But I realized most of my classmates never got this chance, and it really bothered me. A year later, after talking to my parents, reading books, and talking to my teachers, I realized it wasn't just kids who didn't know about finances. There were some adults too. So, what can we do? I believe we need more financial education in our school systems. As of May of 2025, 27 U.S. states require high school students to complete a personal finance course. That's just about half. And this marks a significant increase from just 6 states in 2019, reflecting a growing recognition and the importance of financial literacy in preparing students for real-world challenges. Just last month, I had the opportunity to speak to 100 7th graders about ways that they could earn, save, and invest money. Then, 2 weeks later, I got to give the same presentation to 75 6th graders. And you wouldn't believe how many questions these kids had. It was a lot. But what was even more encouraging was that we learned that numerous students, after our presentation, went home, talked to their parents, and opened up savings and investment accounts. Woo! Then we heard that one math teacher, after learning about us and how interested their kids were about investing, is working it into her curriculum. And I love that. So, how do we do it? We educate, we talk about it, and we find ways to inform. That's our mission and goal. Thank you for listening, Cash Kids, and get curious. Ask questions. Read books like Rich Dad, Poor Dad. And let us know if you agree with the reasons we discussed today. And how can we set the next generation up for greater financial success? Be sure to like and subscribe, check out our Cash Kid merch at cashkidpodcast.com. And remember our motto, anyone can be a Cash Kid. You just have to learn how to become one. Cash Kid, out.
The information presented represents the views and opinions of the guest. This podcast does not intend to provide personal investment advice. This content has been made for informational and educational purposes only. To make a full and informed investment decision, we advise you to speak with a financial advisor. And for kids, definitely your parents first before investing.